We're going to be moving a little bit, just really gentle stuff that you can do right at your desk. And I'm assuming, since we're all at home, that nobody's wearing slacks or a pencil skirt. Maybe you're in a soft pant or shorts like I am, I'm hoping. So the movement should be comfortable for you. I would have modifications if you were all in suits. We could still do something, but it would be different. So I'm assuming you're in a soft pant, although it's 90 degrees out, so hopefully in shorts. Let's get started. Let's stand up and come behind our chairs. I'm assuming you're at a desk. I don't know, maybe you're working in your bed, but find a chair if you like, or you may not, if you have good balance, you may not need the chair. But it's here if we need it. Let's bring the feet wide and take a little test bend in the knee. Take a peek at your knees, make sure the knees are tracking over the feet. And if you go down to your deepest point, make sure the knees are not going beyond the ankles or toes. So we know our trajectory here. We're just going to warm up the hips by inhaling up, exhaling down. Big deep breaths. We're slowing it down. And we're really pressing into the heels, really driving them down into the ground. You can even think of pressing down and apart with the feet as if you were trying to split the floor or the rug beneath your feet. And we get our glutes engaged, which are the biggest muscles in our bodies that won't activate unless we consciously activate them. If we don't consciously activate them, all the other muscles in the leg will be recruited to do the work. But we want those glutes to do some work. They can get really weak when we sit all day. And they get weak and our low back is tight and our abs get weak all from sitting. Then our hips get thrown off. The hips are tight. They get kind of stuck into a position, this posterior tilt, and that throws our back off and everything goes wrong from there. So we want strong glutes, open hips, and strong hips to help with our low back issues. And to do preventative maintenance, really. So if you can now, you know what we're doing. Close the eyes. Especially if you have a chair, you should feel stable. And just connect the breath to the movement. Make sure you're using the whole inhale to come up, the whole exhale to come down. Maybe exploring the edge of your movement, the edge of that seat. Maybe sitting down a little bit more. Next time you come up on your inhale, pause and open the eyes. We're going to bring the feet back together. Step back. Maybe a couple feet. And then we'll do some standing cat-cows. The feet are directly under the hips. We're holding onto the chair. Gives us something to pull on a little bit as we inhale, bringing the heart forward, lifting the chin a little bit, sending the tail back in space. And on the exhale, tailbone curves down towards the floor. Chin tucks in towards the neck. We're spreading between the shoulder blades. And the inhale, pull on the chair a little bit, drawing the heart forward, lifting the tail. On the exhale, tailbone guides down towards the floor. We're rounding the back, especially up between the shoulder blades. Exhale everything out. Draw the belly back towards the spine. Now close the eyes. You know what you're doing. Let's just pay attention to connecting the breath to the movement. It can be easy to let our mind trail off and we just go on autopilot, but we are practicing intention, awareness, focus, so that we can give our mind a break. Look at this whole class and meditation in general as a luxury. Like, what a luxury it is to only be thinking about these few simple things. Nothing complex. Just your inhale, just your exhale, just that sensation of the spread between your shoulder blades. On your next inhale, we'll pause there at the top. Come back up to standing. And now we'll reach the arms overhead. This is our inhale position. On the exhale, one arm will come down and we'll bend over to the side. Let's start really easy, like we're barely bending. Because I really want you to think about this being more of a lift of the ribs up away from the hips and then a tilt of the ribs rather than just a collapse over to the side. So I'm just crunching here. We're thinking up and over, creating this candy cane shape rather than a straight like metronome coming straight over from the very base. Up and over. Inhale up, exhale up, and tilt the rib cage. So we're feeling more length between the bottom rib and the hip bone. If you feel stable, close the eyes. Exhaling to the side, inhaling up through the center. Now this is a transverse extension of the spine. This is really good for our low back. Really good healing and preventative maintenance. It's a direction we don't often take our spine in our normal daily movements. Let's do a couple more and explore those edges gently, safely, seeing if there's a little more lift, maybe a little nudge of the hip over to the side, the opposite direction you're reaching. Last inhale up, exhale both arms down, and we'll come back to our seat. Now, if you prefer to sit on the floor on a pillow, that's fine too. If you want to connect your headphones now, if you'll remain close to your computer, you could do that too, knowing we'll be doing our breath work, our seated meditation, and then moving into the bowls. So if you're on a desk chair, come right to the edge. Take a peek at me. My sits bones are riding right at the edge so that I have space to tilt the pelvis forward rather than rocking back into this posterior tilt. The feet are wide, planted on the floor. You'll notice this makes it easier for that anterior tilt, allowing the spine to align more easily. Close the eyes. Press down into the sits bones. Get a little taller, lift those ribs up away from the pelvis. Hands can rest on the thighs. We'll be inhaling through the nose in 4 sniffs and exhaling through the nose in 8 sniffs. So after some rounds, you'll get to know how big, how powerful those sniffs need to be, both on the in, so that when you get to number 4, you're fully expanded like a balloon, and on the sniffs out, when you get to number 8, you're completely empty. There's nowhere left. So it might take a few, you might get to 8 count and there's nothing left to give. So then you'll know, okay, I'm gonna make those sniffs a little smaller. Let's give it a try. Sit up nice and tall. Start by exhaling everything out. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Draw the navel back, draw the ribs together. And we'll begin sniffing in through the nose in 4. Out through the nose in 8. And keep going. keep with it, keep going, and really let that belly soften and open like a balloon, 360 degrees around on your sniffs in, bringing the air in, and really contracting all the muscles around the spine on those sniffs out, finding the very bottom of your exhale. Doing this practice, doing it this way with sniffs, can really help us explore the edges of our breath, both the inhale, top of the inhale, and the very bottom of the exhale, in a different way. And I know this isn't necessarily easy. It may not seem relaxing, quote unquote relaxing at first, but this is the work to shift our physiology, to calm the thoughts, calm the nervous system. It is worth taking this time, making this effort. You will reap the benefits when we finish, I promise. So stick with it. One last round. Once you finish that exhale, relax the belly, relax the jaw. Turn the palms up, resting on the thighs. And we'll cycle through pressing the thumb into the pointer finger, then the middle finger, then the ring finger, and then the pinky. Going back to the pointer finger, middle, ring, pinky. As we think, I see it now. I see it now. Eyes are rolled up like you're looking at the inside of your forehead, and you're just mentally thinking silently, I see it now. Don't even worry about what the it is. This is about clarity, awareness, seeing things without the illusion, without the veils, unclouded. If you notice your mind wandering off, just come back to the sensation of the pressure on the fingers. And I see it now. Completely surrendering, not wrestling with trying or effort, trying to see things clearly or trying to wrestle with it. Just release all of that. Keep repeating the words mentally. Now rest the hands. Decide if you're laying down with your headphones or staying seated. Wherever you are, release the jaw. Let the lips and teeth separate. Allow the knees and feet to flop apart. All the muscles melt away from the bones. And the bones settle more deeply into the floor. Begin to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And slowly open your eyes when you're ready.